if you stick to only the meetup, the relationships don't really develop,
Okay.
and you don't unlock anyone's friends of any kind, and you don't really start actually meeting people. Looking for your player too? Welcome to the Date Like a Nerd podcast, where your gamer skills, dice rolls, and cosplay are your greatest dating assets. I'm Alex, and I'm a dating coach who helps shy, introverted nerds find their player 2 organically. I've interviewed hundreds of nerds and learned what really works. Here we skip the just be confident cliches and get real about how nerds actually meet their player 2. Are you ready? Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and I help shy, introverted nerds get over their fears and anxieties to find their player 2. Today I bring you George, a single nerd who's looking for his player 2. The idea is to address some of your questions and so that you can hear from other nerds who are in the same quest as you. George, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Alex. Yeah.
So, first questions first. What makes you a nerd?
Well, I would say what makes me a nerd is my love of Marvel Comics, my love of superheroes, anime, science fiction, fantasy, Star Wars, pretty much all that. I feel that makes me a nerd, and I go to Fan Expo every year. So, yeah.
That's where we met.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Cool. So tell me about your love life. Like, how's that going? How's your dating going?
Well, right now,
Is it going?
No, unfortunately, it's not going. Because I used to be on these dating apps, and unfortunately, I would get matches, but there was a lot of flakes, you know. So, and I decided I wanted to do things the old-fashioned way by meeting women in person. So I go to a lot of meetups or fun events like karaoke, or I just go out with friends, and if I happen to vibe with the woman, then I just would ask her for Instagram and take it from there. But yeah, it's been a little bit slow right now. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with dating apps or do you want to start with the in-person?
I guess the in person.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you said you were going to karaoke. You said you were going out with friends. Can you tell me a bit
Yeah.
more about that? Like, how did that dynamic work?
Well, for instance, like with friends, like we have a common interest. Besides being a nerd, I am vegan, and I go to vegan meetups, and they host vegan meetups like once or twice a month, and there's usually a lot of people that attend these, and sometimes there's a lot of women, sometimes there's many guys, and it's not equal. But I'm always going out just to try to meet women like that. And I find it's more natural as opposed to when you're online, you're always trying to think of what's the witty line to say.
Yeah. Well, because you sort of like when it's dating apps, you have to, let's say, compete with all the other people who are getting attention, right? So
That's
it's
right.
whoever gets the most attention. Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
And
And so you go to these meetups, which are like clearly like part of your interests, right?
yeah,
And what happens there? Like, do you not meet people, or do you do meet women that you're interested in? What happens there?
I do. I meet some women, and then sometimes it'll go well, but then I won't hear from them. They'll be flaky. Like I went to a vegan speed dating event, and I did happen to meet this very pretty vegan girl. And long story short, she just gave me her email, and then eventually she gave me her Instagram. But I could tell she just wanted to be friends. So I wasn't really. I don't mind friends at the beginning, but I'm looking to eventually get into a serious relationship because I'm not getting younger. I just turned 47. Yeah.
What does it mean you don't mind friends at the beginning?
Well, I guess to get to know them better, to see what they're all about, like
Yes.
what's their interests, what do they take serious in life, and for me, like, are they laid back? Do they have an outgoing personality? do they want to have kids eventually? Because I would like to have kids eventually in the future. And that's very important to me.
But you said, I don't mind being friends at the beginning, but if she said, let's be friends, and you said no, how does that work?
Oh, well, I guess because I don't want to be stuck in that friend zone, when you meet a woman and she just wants you to be that friend that you go out with and there's no sexual chemistry.
So you don't want to be friends then?
Yes, I don't want to be friends. I'd rather get to know them on an intimate level. Obviously, some women take more time to get to know someone, which is fine. But when you take too long, and you don't show much interest, I think it just sways them away, and they see you as a friend because you're not showing the woman much interest.
Right. So what I'm hearing from you is you're fine taking your time to getting to know someone as long as it's clear that it's going to lead to something else, because otherwise you're afraid they're going to end up in the friend zone eternally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
That's fine.
How long is too long to stay friends for you?
I would say, if it's, let's say, if you've gone out for 3-4 dates and there's nothing going on, and she doesn't show that physicality, or it's not, there's no sexual tension, then you realize, for me personally, that this is not going anywhere because you've tried and he doesn't see you in that light. Yeah.
So for you, people have to make a choice whether you're dateable or not within the first 3 dates.
Yeah. Maybe that's too soon. I don't know. 3 or 4. You know what they
4
say?
dates. Sure. We can go with 4 dates. It's fine.
I feel it's that saying that a woman knows within the first 30 seconds whether she wants to pursue interest in you. I heard something like that.
Where did you hear that from?
Probably online. But
probably online, right?
Yeah. So,
how valid do you think that is?
How valid? I don't think it's 100% valid because every woman's different, right? So, so it doesn't mean majority of women will feel that way. Some women will want to get to know a guy at the beginning as friends, and then
like in your case?
Yes, I don't think so. Because I know I have a friend next door. She's my next door neighbor, and we go on walks we used to go almost every other day. She has a dog, but we're just friends. And she's very attractive. She was just in a 4-year relationship, and she just broke up with him. So I haven't really, tried asking her out because I guess because of that reason, maybe, and I'm not sure whether she sees me in that light. Yeah.
Because of that reason, because of the 30-second rule or 30-something rule?
I think so. Maybe also it's because I met her as a friend and I knew her that she had, a boyfriend at the time, and she just recently broke up with him. And I guess in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how to go about it. Right.
Well, I mean, if you're a friend, you don't have to go about anything.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You just, I guess, go with the flow.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a friend, yeah. The other option is, were you just hanging around waiting for her to break up? That's the other question.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, then there's nothing for you to do.
Right.
Other than just being with her. Right.
That's right.
Now,
I enjoy her company.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What's different about her that you did become friends? Was it that she was unavailable and so you're like, okay, that's completely off the table?
Well, no, I guess we always used to hang out, even when she had a boyfriend, I guess our common interest was we enjoy going for walks, and she has a dog, and uh, I guess we have this silly banter sometimes, but it's a it's more in a friendly way. So yeah, I don't. I mean, and she's a she's younger than me. That's another thing. So she's 29. I'm 47. So I always think about that age gap.
Yeah, you could be her dad. You're like, maybe not.
Yes, exactly. So I kind of want someone maybe in my 30s, late 30s, somewhere closer to my age.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you been looking at any of my content by any chance? I'm not going to be offended if not.
Oh yes, I have. I really enjoyed where you've been asking a lot of the nerds at Fan Expo, where do you meet women? And some of the nerds say, they meet them through conventions, or they meet them through friends, and then some of them even start off as friends, which that's great.
What did you think about that?
I think that's really great.
I mean, about how many started as friends. Do you remember how long they were friends for?
No, I don't. How many?
So I have the data from Mexico City. I don't have the final results. And by the time this goes out, I'm going to have all the results out. But so far, what I've been seeing is people who did not meet on dating apps, they were friends. The ones who started as friends was 72% of the couples.
No way.
And the average time they were friends for was between 6 months to a year.
Really?
And I'm talking about just friends.
Yeah. Wow. That's
not
incredible.
Thinking about dating.
Yeah.
The ones who met through dating apps.
Yeah.
Do you think that any started as friends?
Through dating apps?
Yep.
No.
What I got so far, and again, I have to actually look at the numbers more closer, but so far it's like 23% started as friends.
Oh, really? Through
dating apps.
No way.
It's people meeting and being like, you're super nice, let's just be friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then a while later.
That's actually very interesting. It actually,
what do you think about that?
Kind of broadens my mind and makes me more open to that possibility of maybe I shouldn't be so close-minded of the possibility of just starting out as friends, and if you have a common interest, and you never know.
Well, I mean, whether that leads to a relationship or not, what other benefits would you get from being friends with someone that you're attracted to?
I guess enjoying your company.
Sure.
And having a common interest, going to events that you both share and like, because, there's a few of my friends that, we share interest in, Fan Expo. And at the beginning, I used to go on my own, but now for the past few years, I go with my friends.
Male friends or both or?
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
what about getting access to their friends?
I actually had a chance to get access to their friends. I've met my friend's two sisters. They were really nice. One of them was very laid back, and one of them was a little bit more conservative. She was a lot easier. The one that was laid back was a lot easier to joke around with, as opposed to one that was conservative. But overall, we all enjoyed each other's company because everyone was just joking around,
Yeah, because you're chilling, because you're with friends.
That's right. Yeah. So.
And those two sisters were friends of a female friend of yours?
Of my male friend. Yeah.
Male friend.
So
Could that have been a female friend
could that have been
or
a
a friend
female
of a
friend?
female friend?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
So what do you think happens when you meet someone that you're attracted to and then they say, let's be friends, and you say no?
I guess that's the part of me that's like butt hurt, I'd say. And you're like, well, I want to be friends because I already have enough friends, and let you know. But I'm learning as I've gotten older that anything is possible. Like just because you start off as friends, if you go with the flow, maybe down the road you guys can be more than friends. So yeah,
That doesn't mean that you're going to keep a relationship because you want to be something more. That's different.
no, of course not. That's right. Yeah,
Like basically by following the 30-second rule, which sounds like a food rule.
yeah,
By following that rule, you're pretty much closing your opportunity to both getting to know the person like you said you wanted to do,
that's right.
having a good time, and getting to know their friends. Right, because
Yeah,
if you're, I mean, I call it the unlocking the social tree. So, like in video games where you have like the skills tree,
right.
and you have like certain types of skills where will unlock similar types of skills. Right?
Yeah,
It's not like you unlock whatever, like the skill with the sword, and then whatever some other different skill like a spell unlocks. It's usually like more skills that are related.
yeah,
So if you meet someone that you're attracted to or that you like, most likely the people that you unlock from that person, you're going to also be or at least get along.
of course. Yeah, I agree.
That will give you more chances or better chances to actually meet someone.
I like that. Yeah, um, I'm I'm realizing that I have to try to be open to possibilities like that. And but yeah, now I'm just even if I go whenever I go out to these meetups, I'm just all about having a good time. I'm not in that mindset of okay, I'm going out because I have to meet my potential um, soulmate. No, my reason is just to go out to have a good time, and if I happen to connect with someone and hit it off, and we connect on socials, it's great, you know. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now in my stage of my life.
When you go out to the meetups, apart from contacts, sorry, apart from contacts for dating, do you make any other types of contacts?
Like in
Friends?
like meetups or just in
Yeah, at the
general
meetups. Not the
at the
meetups.
meetups. Yeah, I try in the meetups. I try to see if there's like a common interest or if I'm attracted to them and where if she's laid back, if she's
What about
laughing at my
guys?
stupid jokes, I don't know, stuff like
Sure,
that.
but like, what
But
about guys?
guys, um, guys, well, I'm surprised that I don't try to make too many friends with guys. I mean, I realize as I've been getting older, I'm not opposed to making friends with guys. It's just I like a small, tight circle. I'm not trying to expand a bigger circle. My younger brother is more like that. But I am always open to the post of making guy friends, and you know, especially if they're nerds, because you know, I don't have a lot
One
of
of
nerd
us.
friends. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah,
So it sounds to me like you're basically like going to the meetup, seeing if you meet some women that you're attracted to in any way, and then
yeah,
getting their contact and maybe like continuing on that connection one on one with that person. Would that
yeah,
be accurate? Right.
yeah. That's right.
Here's the thing. I mean, I'm a digital nomad, so I've been moving around I've been living outside of Argentina, my home country, since 2013. But I've
Uh,
been working remotely and traveling, moving every like 3 to 6 months since 2019. Right. So like everywhere I go, I make friends from scratch, meet people from scratch. And something that I've always noticed is that if you stick to only the meetup, the relationships don't really develop,
Okay.
and you don't unlock anyone's friends of any kind, and you don't really start actually meeting people. And so you're stuck, and you depend on the meetup.
Right.
Now, you said you have enough friends and you want to have a close-knit group.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I guess that means for me someone that, let's say, a close friend that you can talk to about your personal problems, or if you're feeling really stressed, and a friend like that. And I guess I'm not opposed to having a few more friends. It's just sometimes our schedules in life is so busy that it's hard to schedule, hangouts with friends, because sometimes you have friends that already are involved in a relationship and they're going out of town, or even your single friends. They can be, they're working on the weekends. So it's very busy sometimes. It's hard to coordinate.
So you have enough friends. You don't want more friends, but you don't get to spend much time with them because of scheduling issues.
Yeah, that's right.
But you do want to hang out with people. You do want to go
Oh
and
yeah,
do
of course.
stuff.
Absolutely. I'm always down to, if someone invites me out, if it's axe throwing, or I don't know, karaoke, or just going to play pool, I'm down to join an event. Just chill.
And you would like to do that.
Oh, of course, yeah. I enjoy fun activities.
But you don't get to.
No, not always. For instance, this weekend coming up, I'm going to Vegandale. It's a Vegandale festival. I'm going with my brother, and sometimes we normally go every year. It happens, and we always bump into friends there. So, yeah.
I mean, you bump into friends there, but are there events that you're like, I wish I could go with friends, but you don't get to?
Oh, yes. Normally we do go with friends to Vegandale, but like I said before, some of our friends,
Yeah, they're busy.
yeah, they're busy.
Yeah.
And there's other events that I'd like to go, but it's conflicting with your schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think you could go with friends to those events? What would be one way?
What would be one way? Well, I guess you tell them in advance, and hopefully they can book off,
Sure.
a day off work, and
But you said they're busy, they have families.
yeah, yeah. And that's why, I'm not opposed to meeting other people.
That would be one benefit.
Of course,
It's
yeah.
just, sorry, you were going to say the excuse. It's just.
Oh, I was going to say excuse. I guess it's just sometimes your guard is up, because you're like, do I let these people into my life? Because sometimes you meet someone and they come across as really nice, and then they'll do something that will turn you off, that's really weird or strange. And then, for me, it's sometimes if someone's rude or starts swearing a lot, uh, or getting in your personal space. That's one of my, I guess it's one of my pet peeves. When you go up in line to buy something at the grocery store, and someone's literally behind you, and they're like your shadow. I can't stand that. Yeah.
You don't have to invite those people, A.
No. Yeah.
And B. You were talking earlier at the beginning how you're fine being friends at the beginning, which really not, but let's say that you are,
Yeah.
like to get to know someone and like what they're like and their values and whatnot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be also part of getting to know new friends?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. It would definitely be part of getting to know new friends. Yeah.
And can you
And
choose how close you let them in?
oh, of course. Yeah. Like, I feel I can definitely, open up more and invite new friends out more. And I think that's one of the things that I don't do enough because actually I don't know why I don't do that enough. Maybe it's because I'm sometimes in my own world or as a nerd I watch my my Star Wars and my Marvel shows and sometimes you want to have that time to yourself and I enjoy that time to go out on my own sometimes. I don't always need company to have a good time. I think it's important that you can go out and be independent and still go to a festival and you can still have fun and meet people. So sometimes I'm like that. Yeah.
Who decides when you get to do each?
Who decides when to get to do each? I
Yeah.
guess I do. I get to
Okay.
decide. There's days where I just feel like spending the whole day to myself. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can go to Queen Street East and just go to Kensington Market and eat junk food or just go to
Do
Trinity
your thing.
Bellwoods Park and, on a beautiful sunny day. And then there's other days where I want to go out with my friends and play it cool. Uh,
Yeah.
Maybe go to a karaoke bar. As opposed to going clubbing, I feel really old when I go. Like,
They're
it,
your
it
friends.
sounds,
You choose them.
oh, no, no. My friends are close to my age. It's just when I go to a club, I see all these 19, 20-year-olds, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm old enough to be their father. It feels so weird. Yeah.
Yeah, but like what I'm
But
saying
I'm
is
still
like,
having a good time. I don't think too much about that because I don't drink. And when I'm dancing, I'm just feeling the music. I'm not there to be like, who's watching me. Yeah.
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 So if you're the one who decides what you get to do when you get to spend time by yourself and when you get to spend time with friends, but when you want to spend time with friends, you often don't get to because of scheduling issues.
Yeah. That's right.
How would more friends make that difficult?
Uh, Well, I guess because of their schedules, like, I guess it's also me because it works both ways, right? If I'm, you always have to have a compromise. Like, one of my friends today, she just messaged me and she was like, would you like to go for a walk tomorrow? And I said, sure, how's 5 o'clock? And she said, well, I don't get home from work till 5:30. And I said, that's no problem. That works for me. So I'm always, flexible. I guess it also doesn't hurt that she's my neighbor. She lives right across from me. So
Sure, but like when I was suggesting that if you have more friends, then you can actually go out with friends. You're like, well,
yeah,
but I also want my time alone.
yeah, that's right.
But you get to decide when you get time alone.
Oh yeah, of course,
So
definitely. I think that's
what's
very important.
so what's the harm in having more friends then?
Oh, it's definitely not. I guess it's that vulnerability. Sometimes I have that vulnerability to not open up to new people in my circle, and it's silly when I think about it now because these new friends can become such close people in your life, and just because you had a bad experience in the past doesn't mean that person's going to recreate that same experience. So,
And if that person recreates it, what happens then?
well, I guess you become more guarded, and you feel like, okay, do I really want to make another friend that made me feel this way? But
You
I have
become more
felt that.
guarded in
Hmm?
general or with that person?
No, I say with that person.
Yeah, you set a boundary.
Yes, because I'm a very outgoing guy. I I enjoy talking to everyone I meet, and it's just, yeah, it's all about, I guess, getting out my comfort zone. That's what it is sometimes, and
What would
just
be
being
getting out
more
of your comfort
vulnerable.
zone?
I guess I would have to say that it's just letting people in more. You know, when someone opens up about something in their past, like, oh, I used to be a drug addict, or, and you don't expect that the first time you meet someone to open up about something. And obviously, you don't have to open up something that vulnerable. Maybe you can talk about, oh, well, I know someone that went through that. For me personally, I used to drink, and I haven't drank in 10 years because I decided to give that up in my life, and it didn't make me feel good, the alcohol. And I hated the hangovers, and it was one of the best decisions of my life to give it up. Yeah.
I keep hearing every time you talk about making friends about like getting very close and maybe even too close.
Yeah.
If we're talking about hanging out with people, going out to axe throwing or to a vegan event or whatever it is,
Hmm.
how much closeness do you need for that?
I guess not that much. As long as you have that common interest and you're not really talking about anything serious, you can still do those activities.
Yeah. I mean, like, is talking about serious stuff the only way that you can bond with people?
Oh, no, no, absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I'm becoming more, I'm learning to become more laid back. At, in high school, I was very, very shy, and I couldn't even dance at high school dances at the beginning. And
I think
now,
nobody can dance at high school
yeah,
dances.
because you're always in your head. You're thinking, oh, is anyone
Yeah.
watching me? Look at me. You know, am I cool? You're always trying to fit in. But now, as a grown 47-year-old, I feel comfortable. Like, I'm one of my friends, actually, I'm one of the only friends of mine that can hit the dance floor without drinking. And I feel pretty proud about that.
Good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Like usually I tell people like if they want to like try something like socially, something new, something scary, don't drink. Because
Exactly.
otherwise, I mean, like you're not really going to learn anything.
No,
And then you need the drink to do it.
that's right. And sometimes the ugly truth comes out when you drink, and
True.
you can say some horrible things, and it just makes you look stupid, and you're not you're not your authentic self when you're drinking, I feel.
Yeah.
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 So like I like to like summarize this just to like make sure that we kind of like have an idea and then you can correct me or we can keep going.
Sure.
So at the beginning, you said that you didn't want to be friends, just friends, because of the 30-second rule,
Yeah.
which would sort of debunked. Um, then you were saying that you have too many friends, but on the other hand, you do want to go with people and your friends are busy.
That's right.
And so you pretty much would need more friends, right? So like sort of like a group where you can suggest to, I don't know, 10, 20 people, and then maybe 3 or 4 say yes.
Yeah.
And then you were talking about being afraid of getting too close in case that person, I'm not going to say doesn't deserve it, but it's not the kind of person that you want to get close to.
Mhm.
And then we sort of clarified that you don't need to. get so close to those people.
That's right.
How do you think this helps you? Is there something that you think is missing?
Hmm. Well, I think that I can, just like anyone else in their life, they can choose who they become close to and who they open their hearts to. And that if you're going to be closed off, you're not going to have that potential to meet new people. And I've learned that I can still make a lot of friends. And 'cause I used to work in retail, and I've made friends through customers. I I volunteer at a food bank. I meet very interesting people all the time. Volunteers I work with are incredible and funny. So I'm learning just to be more my authentic self and not put up a guard. You know.
I think you're like, I'm going to say like 80, 90% of the way there.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, I keep talking to people who like, they don't go out, they don't want to meet new people, they're nervous with the gender of their choice that they like. Like you have female friends, you can talk to people, you're super social, you go to events. To me, the part that I think that the only missing thing would be expanding the people that you meet outside of the events. So taking the people out. So the way that I suggest using the events is you go there, you meet someone, and then you take them out. And then you take them to your group. You mix them with other people.
I like that.
Because when you mix
go
them
on.
with other people, that gives them permission to bring their people.
That's
And
right.
that's when you start meeting new people who actually would be a good fit for you because you chose your connections.
Yeah. I like that idea. I have not done that as many times because I have I have a certain friend that I think a lot of people have, that one friend that can be so loud and awkward,
Yep.
and we want to introduce them to our core friend group. And sometimes we feel really, I want to say, I hate to say, sometimes embarrassed because they're a little bit socially awkward, but sometimes we can all be socially awkward, like nerds in general. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel bad sometimes because that friend doesn't want to be like that. That's just who their personality is, you know. Because I've had other friends where I introduced this one particular friend and they told me, yeah, don't bring him out next time because I feel he's too cringy. I'm like, oh, okay. And it it feels really awkward when I have to talk to that friend and tell him every time he asks me, oh, when are we all gonna hang out? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it your responsibility?
I know it shouldn't be my responsibility, right? I should just be like, well, this is who my friend is, and whether you like it or not. I mean, I know he can be too loud sometimes, or he can be a little awkward, but that's his personality.
Mm-hmm.
And but when I met his group of friends, he has no filter, and he's comfortable and he's confident, and I like that side of him. And a part of me wants to be more like that, where you're comfortable, just, I guess, not giving a fuck, but not being like, rude to people when, like, let's say you're at a restaurant and the staff, but you're just having fun.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just mentioned that. You just mentioned his group of friends.
Yes, I've met my friends' group of friends, and they're really nice people.
Hmm.
For me, I personally would not hang out with them because it's they're um I guess they're what's the word I'm looking for?
They're similar to your friend.
Yes, they're similar to my friend, and
Yes,
sometimes I don't need that much attention. You know, when you're going out and everyone's looking at you.
but
But
they
at
are
Fan
happy.
Expo, it's so different. I don't know.
Yeah, but they are happy.
They
You know
are
what?
happy.
You know what I mentioned about the social tree?
What's that?
When I mentioned about unlocking your social tree, that you meet one person, the people that you meet around that person, they're similar.
Yeah.
You just described it.
Oh, oh, oh. Yes, I guess I did. Okay. Yeah.
In the
And
in
he
the
has a lot
same,
of friends.
yeah. So why are you worried
I'm. I guess.
or guilty?
Um. I. It's. I guess because they say some really weird, awkward things, or
Sorry,
maybe it's because.
let me rephrase. Why
Yeah.
are you worried about including him and making sure that he's included? He's already included in his group.
Yes, that is. That's right. Maybe. Okay, not maybe. I guess a part of me feels embarrassed sometimes of how loud that group is when we go out. And yet when you're in a
Yeah,
social setting, I guess the norm is that you're trying to be more respectful and
your
not,
norm,
yeah, normal, I guess.
your norm, not their norm.
Yeah, there, exactly.
If you go to different countries,
Hmm.
if you go to Greece, people are going to be much louder than in Canada.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. In Greece, they're very loud.
Yeah,
Uh, they are. They will tell you as it is if they don't like you. Yeah,
yep. And it's the norm,
that's
right?
right. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nice that you want to integrate him to your group. Apparently, he doesn't fit into your group. A different
No,
thing, a different thing could be you telling your group that you're going to hang out with him. So instead of bringing him to your group, you can bring your group to him, whoever wants to include themselves.
that's right. Actually, I like that. I
You
like
can
that.
say, hey guys, I'm going to do this thing with this person who wants to come.
Mm,
They can be like, no, I'm not hanging out with the person. Cool. I'll see you next time when I don't hang out with this person.
yeah,
Easy.
yeah. No, I like that idea because I did meet some of his friends that I did have a common interest with, and at the beginning I thought this person was really cool, and had we had a common interest for Spider-Man, basically. And long story short, I guess, I just decided not to be friends with him because he would, whenever I'd ask him something, he wouldn't give me a direct answer, or if you want to hang out. And I thought, okay, well, to me, I thought he was just being weird. So I
But
decided,
that person can have their own friends who are like
that's
them,
right,
who like them
exactly.
the way they are.
Yeah,
And you don't have to be friends with that person.
of course. Yeah,
And in the same way that your friend who's weird, and I'm just going to use that word because you were using it,
yeah,
um, their friends are weird. In that same way, someone that you find attractive, you might
hmm,
find their friends attractive.
of course. Yeah,
If you
because,
clicked with one person, you might click with their friends.
yeah, of course, that's definitely possible. Because I'm not opposed to weird. Like, I guess there's a certain level of weirdness.
Or
I,
quality of
I went
weirdness.
out with a nerd girl. She was a huge Star Wars fan, and I met her at I guess I met her at the Madison, and it was a meetup. And she was very direct, which was which was fine. And we did go on a date. We went on a...
So she decided within 30 seconds whether she wanted to date you or not.
Yes, that's right.
There we go.
She asked for my Facebook, and I gave her my Facebook, and we did go out. And I guess that I decided that near the end of the date that I was not interested in her because she was just too much. She was just, I guess, not enforcing, I guess putting her values and choosing when we should do this and when we should do that. And there was no about that. And also, I guess the tipping of the whole date was when she had a booger that just went down her nose and then it turned up back up.
Well,
and I was like, oh,
that
okay.
happens.
Yeah, it happens. It was awkward, and I didn't know, like, what do you say to a woman?
Napkin.
Yes, I was just so shocked at the moment. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like she wasn't really a good fit for you, which is fine.
No, she wasn't. But she was a nice girl.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about everything that we've been talking?
I think it's been very interesting. It definitely expanded my horizon and just being more open to the possibility of, meeting women as friends at the beginning and just not, having that expectation right away, but just having a good time and being present and in that moment, and if it leads to somewhere, it does. But if you have a good friend, then that's great because there's nothing wrong to expand your circle.
Yeah. I mean, funny, right? That like we started talking about dating when we ended up talking about making friends.
That's right. I definitely feel like I would love more friends. It's just being more available and being open to going out more. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is a nice place to stop.
All right. Yeah. Same.
Awesome. George, thank you so much for coming. This has been great. Everyone watching and listening, if you have any questions for me, for him, for future past guests, let me know in the comments. Send me an email at dm@datelikeanerd.com or at datelikeanerd anywhere on social media. And in the meantime, continue playing. Looking for a player too? I've interviewed hundreds of nerds and learned what really works. Download your data-backed guide with real stories, actionable tips, and a step-by-step system for finding love the nerd way at datelikeanerd.com/reality.